Hey folks, it's your girl Lexi Mahari back with another episode of Buzzworthy Chit Chat, and in this episode we are talking about Wendy Williams, who broke her silence earlier today on Good Morning America. After months of rumors and speculations about the current state of Wendy Williams' physical and mental health, Wendy Williams decided to break her silence with none other than TJ Holmes of Good Morning America. Wendy Williams surprised us all by making an appearance this morning on Good Morning America. Well, sort of. She didn't really make a physical appearance, but she did decide to phone it in to TJ Holmes to talk a little bit about everything that's been going on with her, particularly as it relates to the Wells Fargo situation, as well as her current state of health. When Wendy was asked about her current state of health by TJ, she indicated that her health was very well and that she's had a few appointments being a woman of the age of 57 and that she has the mind and body of a 25-year-old, clearly an effort to address the rumors that she was suffering from dementia and struggling to move about. TJ then went further to press her in asking her if she was of sound mind, and in classic Wendy fashion, she said, "Absolutely. Are you?" Of course, this question had everything to do with the accusation by Wells Fargo that Wendy perhaps was not competent enough to handle her financial affairs and that she was potentially being influenced by, something in her world, right, that she was not competent or capable of handling. And so, of course, when asked the question about why would Wells Fargo say this, Wendy gave a solid answer saying, well, when people want to control your accounts, they'll do anything, including say something crazy about you. So we know that Wendy's accounts were frozen for approximately 2 months, and as in the GMA interview, it indicates that she was not able to pay employees that were on her payroll and mortgages. Additionally, they did not mention, interestingly enough, financial obligations she probably has to her ex-husband. Wendy, of course, went on to say more about her situation with Wells Fargo and why she thinks they were trying to hold on to her accounts, when she responded plainly that they say that I need somebody to handle my account, and I don't want that. I want all my money. I want to see all my money that I've worked hard for my entire life. In this moment, I thought, good for Wendy. I'm glad she is speaking out for herself. I wish she had done it a few months ago, but of course, there's a lot of legalities that go into this. So, for me, it was almost like a Britney moment where she was finally speaking her piece and speaking out to the world about what was done to her in the Wells Fargo situation. Now, Wendy's next statement was interesting. She went on to say, my entire life, I don't lie, I don't cheat, and I don't steal. I am an honest, hardworking person. Personally, I had to wonder if this comment was in reference to, again, all of the things that have been said about her in recent months in public about whether or not she's ill. How sick is she really? What is she experiencing or what is she suffering from? Was she in rehab? Is she really too sick to come back to the show? There was just, I think, a lot in that statement that she made about, who she is and what her character is. So interestingly enough, there was someone there in the background. I don't know if this was a family member. I don't know if it was Wendy's sister, perhaps, or if it was a legal individual, like a lawyer of some sort. But this person apparently interjected during Wendy's conversation to answer a portion of the question that TJ asked once again, in which he was basically inquiring why Wells Fargo would go to such extent to seek a conservatorship of her money. And so the statement made, and I'm going to try to summarize this in simple terms, was that Wendy Williams was starting to bring her son into the picture. Obviously she had appointed him as, I think, her the person with her power of attorney, so to speak, right? With a power of attorney. And so she was bringing him into the fold more to understand the business aspect of things and how things worked. And the allegation that this mysterious individual made is that perhaps this person, the person that was in charge of the account, was concerned that they were going to be losing the access that they previously had to Wendy's accounts. So that was the theory, I guess, interestingly enough, that this person who was managing Wendy's account, had some fear of the young Kevin stepping into the picture and perhaps becoming more immersed in his mother's business. Now, another interesting point, although GMA acknowledged the fact that, the announcement was made that Wendy Williams' show was coming to an end and that Sherri Shepard, a fan favorite, was getting her own talk show, there was no inquiry to Wendy, at least, that made it to air about her feelings about that. And it could be that that was an agreed upon thing. We know that there's some things happening in the background. There are rumors. I don't know that it's been verified, right? But there are rumors that, perhaps Wendy has made a podcast deal that will eventually come to light, more to come on that. But, she did not address the Sherri Shepard situation. TJ did ask her the big question, the $1 million question about how comfortable she is about returning to work or, being able to work again. When Wendy said that she was very comfortable and very ready to return to, to work based, her and her partners, both all alike, I should say, were ready for her to return to work. TJ actually pressed her harder and said, well, hey, are you saying you can come back tomorrow? Now, Wendy did push back and say, no, she's not quite there yet, that likely in 3 months she would be able to return. And Wendy also had a message for her fans. She did encourage them to keep watching because she's going to be back on The Wendy Show, bigger and brighter than ever. Now, this is where my confusion kicks in because, we understand that the producers of the show did cancel the show, so I'm not quite sure what this means. There's been a lot of back and forth, I think, as it relates to whether or not she's coming back. I don't know if she's coming back to her show before it goes off air, if that's what she meant, or if the Wendy Show is going to take another form or shape somewhere else, and it may, again, not being called the Wendy Show in a podcast version. I don't quite know what that meant. But kudos to Wendy for finally coming out into public and giving her voice. Of course, we would have loved to have seen her on camera. Again, who knows what the legalities are around all of that, about her appearing on camera. Maybe after the backlash she received about whether or not the last video posting of her was real or, outdated, who knows. But, Wendy has finally broken her silence. Obviously this won't go away. It's going to definitely create some more chatter around the internet and, of course, YouTube here. But, again, kudos to Wendy for finally stepping up and saying something. As I've said before, I did not want to see her go out that way. Say what you will about Wendy. I root for folks to go out on top at least. So hopefully, Wendy will be able to keep her promise that we will get to see her come back bigger and brighter, and hopefully this is not the end for Wendy. Hopefully Wendy's got a whole lot more to give. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments and stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.